Class. So, what did we see in the last class? We saw about what are rockets, then what are the different parts of a rocket, and the propellers used in rockets. So, what is today's topic? We will see about our country, that is India's space program. What all India has done in the field of space research and development will be the topic for the day. Okay, when did India start or initiate the research program or the activities? It was first in 1969, soon after independence. The ISRO or Indian Space Program, I have projected it on the screen saying Indian Space Program or the ISRO was started. What was the objectives of this ISRO? It was to develop space technology. See, all the other countries like US started the space programs long ago. And what happened? India wanted to also show improvement. So it started the ISRO or Indian Space Research Organization. So what was India doing? It was focusing on satellites for communication and for research, for sensing, for space transportation systems and application programs. Okay, what did India do? What was the first step taken by India? So this is the ISRO I told you. See, this is the timeline. It was started in 1969. It is given as 1963, saying sounding rocket launched from TERLS. Okay. Then 1975. So India had, you know, conducted a lot of research in building satellites, and ISRO launched its first ever satellite Aryabhata in 1975. And 1982 it launched INSAT 1A, followed by 84, and in 1993 first developmental launch of PSLV. What is PSLV? Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Okay, through this only our important topic Chandrayaan 1 was launched using PSLV. And 2001 first development of GSLV D1. And 2008 will be the most important, a benchmark or a significant launch, saying Chandrayaan N1 using PSLV, as I already told you. Okay, any guesses of who this person could be? Take a couple of seconds and think and see if you can identify this person. So, okay, he is a very renowned technologist. So, that is one clue. Okay, he is one of the major reasons of the success of Chandrayaan 1. So, he is none other than Dr. Mailsamy Annadurai. He was a leading technologist, as I already told you. He was the project manager of Chandrayaan 1, and he has made significant contribution in building a cost efficient design of Chandrayaan. Imagine India had just started research, and building a satellite or a rocket would be a huge sum, like many crores, would I tell you. So making it to be more cost efficient, it cannot, go up and up in price. India was only starting then, it was only in 2008. So there will be a lot of research, right? So he made significant progress in the cost efficient, meaning reducing all the excess amount and making it more, reducing the amount in which the satellite could be made. So, okay, we are going to talk about Chandrayaan 1, India's first scientific mission to the moon. See, it is displayed on the screen. Okay, why Chandrayaan? What was the objective, or why it was named Chandrayaan? Chandra meaning moon. So, it was to do something with the moon. It was to research and find out what is in the moon and what are the components or what are the chemicals which are found on the moon. So, where was it launched and when was it launched? Chandrayaan was launched on 22nd October 2008. From where? It was launched from Sriharikota. Okay, it is in Andhra Pradesh. ISRO has its center in Sriharikota. Okay, so what happened when it launched on 22nd October, it has to reach the moon. So it landed on the moon on November 2008. So where did it fly? It flew about 100 kilometers above the lunar surface, or the surface of the moon. Imagine the surface of the moon like this. So the satellite was from a distance of 100 kilometers from the moon surface. So there will be a lot of gap. The gap between the satellite and the moon surface was 100 kilometers. So it was orbiting the moon to find out what was happening, and it took many images. That was the purpose of Chandrayaan 1. Okay, what all did it do, or how long did it stay? It stayed for about 312 days and achieved about 95% of what was expected of Chandrayaan 1. Achieving 95% wasn't a small number. Imagine, something's expected out of you, and achieving 90%, more than 90%, which is 95%, which was a very huge number. So it achieved the best that it could do. Okay. Then what happened to Chandrayaan 1 was it lost communication. Say, when a satellite is being launched, the astronauts in the satellite will be in constant contact with the people on the earth or from where it is being launched. So when they sent Chandrayaan 1, they would have been astronauts in the mission. So when they went there, they have to be in constant contact with earth to update or to tell us what is happening. Only then we will know. We cannot go straight there. They will send images, they will give us messages of what is happening, or what is, you know what are the objectives that it is being achieved will be recorded from the earth. So, after a period of 312 days, they lost contact. The astronauts lost contact with the Earth on 28th August 2009. So, after that, we cannot contact them. Only they can give us signals. They lost contact, and it was said that Chandrayaan 1 had completed its mission. So, they had to come back. So, the official ending or the successful completion of Chandrayaan 1 was on 28th August. So we saw what happened to Chandrayaan and all that. So we will see about the main objectives, or what was the target set for Chandrayaan 1. So, okay, we'll move to the next slide. Okay, the objectives of Chandrayaan 1. The first one, see, when a satellite is being sent to the moon is not known to any one of us. None of us have gone there. So it was the first time that a satellite is being sent. So what are the general things that will be expected from a surface? See, the structure of the surface and what all is present on the surface will be expected. So that was one target. So people were thinking about, in earth being overpopulated, or we are all inhabitants of the earth. So man wanted to move to another place, or think of, another place where he could move in the future. So one idea was the moon being a natural satellite of earth. Moon is a natural satellite of the earth. So the first thing what we need to live is oxygen and water. We cannot do anything without water. See, we can even go on a hunger strike, or even if there is no food around, we can, tolerate, we can stay. But imagine not having water. There cannot be life without water. So the first objective of Chandrayaan 1 was to find out if there was water on the moon's surface. The second, what are the elements which are present? Using water, you can do a lot of things, like you can cultivate your own food, like you can grow crops. So for all that, different elements were needed. So what were the elements of matter on the moon was the second objective. The third one was the existence of helium 3. Chandrayaan 1 had to check if there was any traces of helium 3 found on the moon's surface. Okay, fourth. See, we have all, until the launch of Chandrayaan, all knew what the moon looked like, or a rough picture. They wanted a three-dimensional atlas of the moon. Okay, Indians wanted a three-dimensional atlas of the moon. What is an atlas? See, atlas is a map, is a book of maps. You would have all used your atlases to refer places on the earth. It is all mapped. It is given on a flat surface. Paper is a flat surface. So all your mapping is done on a flat surface, but the objective of Chandrayaan was to get a three-dimensional image. you know Imagine a ball. When you draw a ball on a paper, it is flat, but when you see a ball, how is it? It is in three-dimensional structure. You can feel the different dimensions. It is not a flat one. So objective of Chandrayaan 1 was to get a three-dimensional atlas of the moon. Fifth one, we have all heard there were many theories about how the solar system formed. So they wanted to know if there is any evidence or proof for the evolution of solar system. So that was the final objective of Chandrayaan 1. Now we will move to see what all Chandrayaan 1 had achieved. So in simple terms, achievements of Chandrayaan 1. What were the achievements of Chandrayaan 1? The first one, it found the presence of water. See the picture. See, the blue on the right side of the picture shows water absorption strength. So there is some traces of water being absorbed, okay, on the surface of the moon. Was the first achievement of Chandrayaan 1. It used infrared reflectance. It was based on this concept that they found out water is present or was present. The second one, moon being a hard surface, we know it is a natural satellite of the earth. So it is rock like or it is very hard. They found out that once moon was, and it was all molten. You would have seen lava, right? It is in a more of a pourable consistency. It is not rock like or it is not solid. It is in a semi solid or a liquid state. They found out that moon was once molten in state. The next achievement, see, before we could send satellites, US had already sent Apollo 11 and 15 to the moon's surface. So they could find out from the traces of the moon. By studying the surface of the moon, they found out the landing site of Apollo 11 and Apollo 15, okay, which was both sent by US long ago. So they found out the landing site of both these, Apollo 11 and 15. The next one, what is mineralogy of moon? What are the minerals present on the moon? Is the mineralogy. It is study of the minerals. What are the minerals which are present on the moon was one objective or one achievement of Chandrayaan 1. The next one was using X-ray camera. Imagine all the elements or the metals being buried in the soil or it is mixed with the soil. Only after different processes of purification we can pull out the elements or the metals. So Chandrayaan 1 used X-ray cameras to find out that aluminum, magnesium and silicon were found in moon. And one very important or very a benchmark or a very good thing about Chandrayaan was, in a period of 75 days, Chandrayaan had taken 40,000 images of moon. Imagine only 75 days, which is roughly 2.5 months given to you. Taking 40,000 images of the moon is definitely a great thing about Chandrayaan. So the next one is So the next one is the image of the earth. Okay, we are all living on the earth. So taking an image of the earth will not be possible by staying in earth. Since we had sent Chandrayaan 1, they thought that they will take images of the earth from the space. How earth will look from another perspective, or from the moon, how will it look? So that was also an achievement of Chandrayaan. They had taken the entire or the full image of the earth. This is the image which I have put in the slide, is the image taken by Chandrayaan 1. The total image of earth taken by Chandrayaan 1 from the moon surface. Next, they found out that there were many caves. Where did the early man live? He lived in forest, so he had to protect himself, no? So to protect himself he stayed in caves. Similarly, they found out that there were many caves on the moon's surface. you know they thought that they could use these caves for future, when in case man goes and stays on the moon. They thought that these caves could be used as human shelter, so human could stay inside. All these cave was an idea. This was brought because of the images taken by Chandrayaan 1. So I told you, right, they took 40,000 images. These were some of the images which were taken by Chandrayaan 1. See, you can see the surface of the moon in both the pictures. It is not a smooth surface. It has both, dense, or there are small scoop, like if you imagine a box of ice cream. If you put a, spoon inside, you will scoop out a scoop, right? You will take out a portion of the ice cream. So this is how it will look. So these are called craters. The scooped out portion, the depth is called craters. And similarly, there were peaks also. This is a crater. Can you see a portion? If it is scooped out, this is how it will look. And the next one is a picture of a peak. So they found out there were many peaks and craters on the surface of the moon. As I already told you, it was not a smooth surface, was one of the conclusions of Chandrayaan 1 about the moon. So they found out that the craters were more in number when compared to the peaks. So they were more dense, or there were more depths given, found on the surface of the moon. These were all the important achievements of Chandrayaan 1. So, what all did we see today? We saw about Indian space program, which included a little knowledge about ISRO. Okay, then we saw about Chandrayaan, what happened to Chandrayaan, when was it launched and its completion, and the important objectives of Chandrayaan, and the achievements. Our knowledge about moon had increased many folds because of the successful completion of Chandrayaan 1. So that's all for today's class. Thank you.